Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about basics of research. So before going to very deep into the basic of research, I just wanted you people to know about something, to know something about knowledge, because the basic concept of research is based on knowledge. So when we talk about knowledge, what is knowledge basically? Knowledge is acquisition of understanding, skills, and information. From where you are acquired all these things? By learning and by your experience. Learning, which all learning, informal and formal ways. Okay. So this is about knowledge. That knowledge is simply information, understanding, and skill. Gaining skill by means of either learning or by experience. So, when we talk about the development of knowledge, then from where we'll get the development of knowledge? How we are going to develop knowledge regarding anything, regarding any regarding any domain. Domain means any area, any subject area, regarding any domain of either science or art, any domain of natural science, applied science, or even your social science, medical science, or nursing science. In any of this domain, how we are developing knowledge, if we talk about how we are developing knowledge in any of this domain, then we'll get answer by the means of two method. What all they? So we are able to develop knowledge, we are able to develop knowledge of any domain, that means of any subject area, maybe of natural science, applied science, medical science, nursing science, or even social science. We are developing knowledge by two means or two ways. The first method, we can say that is the method also. The first method is unstructural method. Unstructural method. And the second one is the structural method. Or we may say that the structured method. Structural method. So, when we talk about the unstructured method, as the name itself suggests, unstructured. Okay, it means this is somewhat not systematic. It is not systematic. This is that kind of method which is not very much of systematic, that's why it's called as unstructured. So what all methods comes under this? Like your tradition, you are able to develop your knowledge with the help of tradition also, जो पहले से फॉलो होता आ रहा है एंड आगे भी फॉलो किया जा रहा है कुछ ट्रेडिशंस को, कुछ रिचुअल्स को. So, on the basis of the existing traditional knowledge, you are able to develop the new one or new traditional knowledge also, new knowledge also. Maybe the past traditions or rituals जो थे, that is not of and that is not enough or not a good practice. So you are upgrading that knowledge and you are tends to rectify that mistake, whether it may be. So, with the help of tradition first, next one is authority. What do you mean by authority here? It means like you are gaining knowledge regarding any domain or any area of your subject with the help of some superior, with the help of some superior, which were all already there, and they are dissipating knowledge to their students. Okay, so the authority. Other method is your intuition. All this we are talking about the unstructured method. Other one is your intuition. So sometimes you are able to develop your knowledge with the help of intuition also. Like you are observing some certain things and suddenly something strike on your mind, like this cannot be happen by this way, or this cannot be happen, this can be happen by other way around. This is only your intuition which guide you, like some work is not going to happen in this way, rather other way around will work better. So this is what your intuition. Other one is your experience. Your experience, it means you are able to develop knowledge with your experience also. Number of years of experience which you are having in a particular discipline or particular domain of subject, that is with the help of that you are able to develop the newer concept and newer ideas based on the existing ideas, जो पहले से ऑलरेडी बेस्ड है, जो पहले से ऑलरेडी आइडियाज है आपके पास रिगार्डिंग टू पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट और एरिया, उस पे बेस्ड आप नए नॉलेज को डेवलप कर सकते हो विद द हेल्प ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ऑल्सो. द लास्ट वन इज द ट्रायल एंड एयर. Trial and error. So many times you are doing certain work first time, that is not going to be very well, and certain mistake you have done, but second time when you are going to do that, you are able to rectify that mistake and able to do that work properly. So this is called the trial and error. It means you are developing the knowledge with the help of trial. फर्स्ट टाइम किया तो गलती हुई, मिस्टेक हुई, नेक्स्ट टाइम किया तो आपने थोड़ा और रेक्टिफाई किया, थर्ड टाइम किया तो आपने और रेक्टिफाई किया. इस तरह से यू आर लर्निंग फ्रॉम योर एरर ओनली. So this method is trial and error. So when we talk about the development of knowledge, there is two method from which we can able to develop knowledge. The first one, the unstructured method, which comprises your tradition, authority, intuition, experience, and trial and error. On that basis you are able to develop your knowledge. The other one is the structural method. This structural method, what we are going to discuss in very deep, and in which your research will come, your research will come. That's why this is very important to deal with right here. So now we move to the structural one, structural method. So we'll discuss here structural method. So when we talk about the structural method, what all method will come? Here the first method will come your logical reasoning. Logical reasoning. This logical reasoning comprise two things. The first one is the inductive reasoning, and the second one is the deductive reasoning. Okay, so this structural method comprise the first method of logical reasoning, which comprise of inductive and deductive reasoning. The next method is your assembled information or information assembling, you may say that. Assembled information. Another one is your problem solving. And the last one and very important one which we are going to discuss in long run is your scientific methods, okay, which we may say that research. Okay, so with this classification you are able to understand here that research comes under what umbrella? Research comes under structural method of development of knowledge. Structural method of development of knowledge of any particular discipline or any particular domain of subject. Right. So it means wherever the development of knowledge comes and the method of development of knowledge comes in very systematic and scientific way, then their research will come. Okay, so let's talk about the logical reasoning first. As already said, this logical reasoning comprise two things: inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. What is logical reasoning? Basically, logical reasoning is the mental processing of idea basically in order to solve any problem. What is this? Mental processing of idea in order to solve any kind of problem. And this comprise to inductive and deductive reasoning. So my dear student, what is inductive reasoning? Basically, these two terms are very important and most of the time are going to ask in question paper, whether it is of master level or of PhD level. एक क्वेश्चन तो आपके इंडक्टिव एंड डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग से होते हैं इन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. ओके, सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपको तो पता ही चल गया कि लॉजिकल रीजनिंग क्या है. इट्स जस्ट अ मेंटल प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ आइडिया इन ऑर्डर टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम, एनी काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एनी डोमेन, राइट. सो अब जब हम इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग की बात करते हैं तो दिस इज ऑल्सो the method of mental processing of idea which involves, or we may say that it's the development of knowledge from generalization to specific. Here the term which is very important to keep in mind is that we are developing knowledge from generalization to specific. Generalization to specific. It means there are certain general statement or general viewpoint or your general observation from which you are going to a specific one. For example, suppose I am taking example here from the health sector, right? Suppose in a particular ward a professional is posted, they are observing that in a ward of children a professional are posted and they are observing that most of the children are developing stress and anxiety there due to the hospitalization. Most of the children of ward developing anxious behavior. Okay, anxious behavior, right? So what they are concluding that children separation from parents are able to develop this kind of anxious behavior among hospitalized children. So here we are developing knowledge, uh, developing generalization from specific.